Hello, good morning. I'm finally going to do a garden tour. This is the flower bed at the porch. That's one side. And here's the other side. We've got some sunflowers that hopefully will come up soon. I don't know how tall they'll get before they come up. Those are sunflowers right there around the edge of the stones, but they're small. I don't know when they'll come up. And then we have my roses. We have that stand that Felicia bought me, but I have not done anything with it yet. Hopefully do something with it soon. My other rose. This is oregano. And this is my, I think it's a mimosa sensitive plant. Let's see if I can show you what it does. You see the leaves? And they'll come back up in a little while. And this is oregano with a weed as well, and it looks like it's drowning. I've got to do something different with this pot. Put some holes in it or something, because it is drowned in my plant. It's a self-waterer, so it does not drain. My other self-waterers have little places in them to help them self-drain, but this one doesn't. And that's catmint, another rose. And then we can come around to this flower bed, which is craziness. There's a little bit of this and a little bit of that in here. And on this side, I need to deadhead this bed. It's looking kind of rough. And then when we head over this way, I have echinacea. These are nasturtiums and some kind of flowering vine. I think it says something about bells, but I can't remember now. Tarragon, some poppies, and verbena. These are calendulas. This is a mix of, it looks like maybe some marigolds and verbena, citronella to help with the mosquitoes and gnats. There's stevia and, oh my goodness, I think that's oregano too. And these are some random flowers. I'm not really sure what they are anymore. My eucalyptus, more citronella, lavender, mint. I think one of these is lemon balm, maybe. And then I have some anise hyssop and Genovese basil, I believe. These are French style green beans. And then we come over here, and these are just a bunch of flowers, petunias, pansies, vinca, that kind of thing. They're really pretty. So I have a good little mix on that green stalk. And then this green stalk, I have flowers up top. And then I have lettuce, which I just replanted, and some marigolds. There's chamomile. Lettuce, more flowers up top. There's some thyme at the bottom, and more lavender in this one. And I think that's about it there. These are strawberries, but they're pretty much done for the season. And then we have another green stalk here with some strawberries, alyssum, more thyme. I think this is lemon thyme. That is bunching onions. There's some parsley. We got a few berries coming on there. There's onions and garlic chives mixed in with this. And there's some more parsley. Over here we have bush butter beans. And they have not come in yet. Here we have alyssum up top. There's some basil, sage, some kohlrabi in the bottom that has been getting eat up by everything, but I'm trying to get something out of it before they die. This is dill, some more dill up here, sage, turnips, let's see, there's a random tomato, some more sage that's going to flower. These are pretty much peppers in this one now. There's a couple of tomatoes, and you see they have a tomato on it, and a few more onions up top. This is my nasturtium green stalk, and it's flowering and looking pretty right now. Okay, over in the elevated bed we have some basil, squash that's coming in. I think that's a squash, some marigolds. These are zucchini, I believe. Marigolds. There's some garlic chives in here. Another squash plant, some lettuce, and lots of basil. We'll come this way. We have marigolds and onions on the bottom. This is borage. There's a pepper. More tomatoes. See, they're coming off. Have tomatoes here, so you can see them. There's some nasturtium there. These are sweet potatoes. There's another picture of the nasturtiums. This is, I think, some petunias and basil and sweet alyssum. There's some tomatoes in here. More flowers. I have some okra planted in here, but it's not come out yet. These are some smaller cucumbers. More basil. Then here we have basil up top, celery, still a few turnips over here, and kohlrabi at the bottom, which I told you is getting killed. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get anything out of this. That one might be bulbing. Here's one that's bulbing. We'll see if we get one out of that. Okay, this is Supremo bush beans. It's similar to like a pinto bean, but they're kind of pretty with the pink and green. These will stay on here until they dry out before I pick them. I'm gonna use these as dried beans. But that's that. More tomatoes. You see, we got a few ripe cherries down there. This is rosemary and marigolds, some sweet alyssum, a pepper, and continuing with tomatoes. These are finally starting to get some tomatoes on them. They took a little bit longer and kind of waiting on them. There's some on that one too. More marigolds. We'll have acorn squash here, cantaloupe, watermelon, Kajari melon, and pumpkin here. And remember, as I've told you, I've got the one cattle panel here. We need one here pretty soon. These are peppers, more tomatoes. These have not produced any fruits yet, so I'm not real sure what's going on with them. Just kind of patiently waiting to see what happens. This is another mini pumpkin. This is a mini spaghetti squash. Another mini pumpkin. This is delicata squash, and another mini pumpkin. This right here, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's a weed or I planted it. I think these are radishes that I put in the front. I honestly cannot remember. These are green beans, which, as you can see, there are some that I need to harvest on here. Potatoes. This is another squash. Marigolds down this aisle. More tomatoes. Let's see, those are doing good. We got a little spider friend here. And more tomatoes. Tomatoes there. There. You can see some more down here. And then here we have some sad looking tomatoes that I am not sure are going to make it We will see. Some more peppers. These are potatoes, which this one I need to harvest now. These I'll be harvesting soon if it'll stay dry long enough for me to get that done. Through here on this trellis we have cherry tomatoes. You'll see they're coming. And there is a spider in here, I know, because I saw him yesterday. I just cannot remember where he is. We just try to leave them be. Let them have their little home here. Here he is. Because they are good to get rid of our bugs. And you see the cherry tomatoes coming up here. And then another tomato with what I think is a volunteer potato. And then I have this tomato. Then through here we have more squash. These are tomatoes that I just planted. They're looking a little better than those others over there I just planted. This is my little greenhouse that I got from, well, Marissa got it for me actually. Marissa bought the greenhouse and the table when she was working and she was here. See, I told you she's good sometimes. And then Felicia bought me that smaller one to the side. These are, there is some cucumbers amongst the squash as well. Here we have cucumbers, some more peppers, tall marigolds. This is another squash, more peppers. These are sweet potatoes. Here we have some cucumbers starting. There's peppers that look very yellow and sad. And there's some carrots and onions in here too. I think that might be a volunteer ground cherry, not sure. These are peppers and carrots, and there's also cucumbers growing up this one. More peppers, and I think these are either volunteer ground cherries or they are tomatillos. We'll see. This is more squash. Looks like we got one down there that's almost ready to go. And there's basil in there as well. More cucumbers here. Those are the green beans again from a different side. You see there's some I need to pick. These are my peppers. Bell peppers, jalapenos. Some other stuff. See some of them coming up. Peppers here. These are shishitos. That one's ready to be picked. Need to come out here and do a harvest. Maybe later today. Get those beans done. There's some more shishitos. I think I already showed you that one. Okay, outside we have this bed. It has morning glories coming up on the trellis. There's some different flowers, marigolds, snapdragons. There's some daisies in there. Then this side will have morning glories coming up as well, which they're trying to vine other places besides where I want them to, as you can see. So let's get these loose and get them on the trellis where they're supposed to be. Oh, it's trying to wrap itself around this flower. Hold on a minute. Okay. I think that might work now. Then we have tomatoes out here. This is my Rebel Starfighter that I told you I thought I lost, and I'm still not sure he's gonna make it. More tomatoes. Tomato here. Tomato there. Over here is extras that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. These right here are a few peppers and a tomato that I still need to plant. These are some that I started late. They at the very least need to be up potted. And you see Gracie barking at the trash truck, because that's what she does. So that's where this way, I'll come over here. Excuse the grass, it needs to be cut. These are coleus, different colors, and hydrangeas. My little wind chime, my couch. Alicia got me those pillows. It looks like we had some wind yesterday, so stuff's falling out of the trees. These are my ginger and turmeric starts. They're there temporarily. I just put them there to kind of start, but I'll be moving them to something bigger. Now back this way. This is chamomile, different kinds of chamomile. More peppers. I think these are my smaller paprika peppers. These are mini cucumbers. There's some cucamelons in there too, but they have not come up to the trellis yet. There are these little ones right here. So we'll see what they do. Here we have my pole butter beans, and there are radishes and marigolds in there. This is yarrow. It does real pretty little flowers like that, and they're in a bunch of different colors, but they haven't all started coming out yet. Marigolds. There's some nasturtium in here. And these are edamame beans. And they are starting to flower. So these are pole cowpeas. They're just like field peas, little tiny peas with radishes, and there's some marigolds in there. These are Brussels sprouts, which I thought were gonna die, so I went ahead and planted some squash in here, thinking that they could grow up when these die because the bugs were after them real bad. Well, I have gotten control of the bugs. Don't know if I'll get any Brussels sprouts off here. They don't do well in the heat. Fortunately, we have had a lot of rain lately, so it hasn't been super hot, and I do have these in the shade. So we will see. If you look here, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the start of a few there. But like I said, I don't know if these will happen because I think it's going to get too hot before they do anything. And I need them to decide soon because my squash are getting shaded out here, and they're not really growing like they're supposed to. That's kind of it for the tour. I think this is a ground cherry, maybe, or a tomatillo, not sure which one. And it volunteered, and this was my last little project. I went to a class with Clemson Extension and made a rain barrel. So once I get this set up on some blocks and figure out how I'm gonna get the rainwater to go in it, because I don't have gutters, hopefully I will be able to use this to help water the plants and use rainwater and save on my water bill. And that is pretty much the garden. Sorry it took me so long to get it. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.